Talk us through a little bit. Yeah. So the current environment, so what we see and what a lot of people see are there's high rates.
Mm-hmm.
We went from really low rates to 3%. Just talk us through what you're seeing from your front row seat, really, into mortgages. What is that like?
Yeah, so we're probably at a 20-year high with interest rates right now. But when you look at historically, I think the average is 7%, and so we're sitting around 7.5, 7.75. Yeah, and so we're really not that high, but so people really have to just get used to the environment now. We're just at an incredibly low environment a couple of years ago, and people got spoiled with their 2.5, 3%.
Yeah.
But
has that affected the number of loans, mortgages that you're seeing?
Yes. So the mortgage business is really down right now because of, in the past, we've always had refinances. Now we don't have refinances because the rates are high. We have a very low inventory of homes because you have a person sitting at 2.5%. They don't want to leave that house because they're at 2.5%. So they're sitting on these bigger houses where they really would like to downsize to a smaller house and let that growing family move up to the bigger house. Well, now the move-up buyers can't move up because the downsizers aren't downsizing. So then when you do have someone that puts their house on the market, you have a bidding war. And then the houses are going for more than what the list price is, which is increasing the value of homes. So even though you have higher rates, the values of homes are either going up or staying the same. Now, there are some markets that are coming down, like the secondary home markets like Florida or Arizona. Yeah.
That's helpful. That's what I was wondering. So you're seeing kind of it's interesting how things shift. So when demand is down, it's interesting because do you see then more programs become available, whether it's through the financial institutions or government to kind of help get people back into it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the down payment assistance programs are they're no longer just for first-time homebuyers. In the past, you had to be a first-time homebuyer, but it's now income-driven. And so basically, if you're making over $132,000 a year, you're not going to qualify for those programs. But if you're making less than $60,000, then you're going to be qualified for more of the assistance. Yeah.
That's helpful. That's helpful, even just kind of knowing that range.
Yeah, because I'll have first-time home buyers that come to me and they don't have a down payment though, but they make more than $132,000. So that's when we look at doing maybe a 401k loan or a family member giving a gift. So in the past, you used to have at least 5% of your own money, but that's not the case anymore.
Yeah. And is that $132,000? Is that jointly or is that just one per borrower?
That's a great question. So that if that's a household, so if you have two borrowers, that their combined income can't be higher than that. But if you drop the one borrower and the one will qualify on themselves, you could use that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're just now starting to get into the meat of this, but these are the little things that, just like with anything in your finances, like someone who knows what they're doing, these are the great conversations you want to have. And I know, Tom, this is one thing that you really want people to walk away with is to come talk to you before they find that house and when they're starting to look. Because these are the things that you wouldn't know and you don't think of. You just think, well, this is all my income. This is all our income, but the way you structure your loan really matters.
Yeah, because I have two borrowers, husband and wife. They want to buy this house together. The husband has kind of mediocre credit, but the wife has great credit. And there's loan level price adjustments for credit scores. So if the husband is dragging the rate, making the rate higher because of the lower credit score, I look at, will the wife just qualify on her own? And then we'll put the husband on title, but just not on the mortgage.
Interesting.
To give them a better interest rate.
In that case, can they still use the combined income for your underwriting, or does it just focus on whoever has the better score?
So the way it works is we do a tri-merge of credit, and it's the median score of the lowest borrower.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. And that's another unique thing too. It's like you want to be sure like they're on the title. So they can just be named on it, but their income and things are kind of, everything else is kind of excluded.
Right.
Okay.
And so say they don't quite qualify because the husband just went self-employed. And with self-employment, you have to have a 2-year history of that. And so they might have another family member that doesn't have any debt that's willing to co-sign. And so I could add that person as a non-occupying co-signer.
Okay.
And then when they get back where they could both qualify, then we could refinance to get the other one off. So.
Okay. There's just so many options. I mean, and what I think is interesting is, you're kind of talking about different situations. So I just think of someone coming to you and saying, here's what we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And what are the options that we have? And so, and just kind of saying, and what's interesting, it's not just here's what we're trying to accomplish. Here's my information. Here's my spouse's information. Once you see all of that, because there's documents people have to get to you.
Right.
But then it's really helpful. So then you can really say, okay, here's, currently what the best path is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you're calling saying, "Oh, I love this house. What's your 30-year fixed rate?"
Yeah.
I hate those calls because I'm not an order taker. I'm a planner, a mortgage planner, and so you don't want to just go to someone that's going to give you a rate, and it might be a low rate, but then you find out that you're paying a lot of points, cost to get that rate. And, But let's look at it in the long term. My favorite question is, what's your ideal payment? Because their payment and their house price could be totally, not achievable.
What is it that you need to see? So someone comes to you. What is it that you need to see from them? I mean, do they actually need to start